Think how much money you're going to save by not having a mortgage. When I say think of how much money you're going to save, think how much money you're not going to need to spend. All right? Which means think of how much money you don't need to earn for which you have to pay tax on. So I was talking to a guy today, just like me. He's a little bit older than me, a couple years, not much. Nice guy, living in Phoenix or Phoenix area. And basically he's like, got his mortgage paid off. He goes, man, I just don't spend that much. You know, I'll take a vacation here and there, you know, my wife and stuff, but you know, I got a car that gets me around. I got food, I got everything I need. I got the creature comforts I need. I just don't spend that much. And so he's gonna be just fine when he retires, even though he'll only be like 56, because he just doesn't spend that much. What about healthcare, you say? We'll have to table that for a different discussion, because it borders on insanity how much people are worried about healthcare cost. I just look, man, you got to do what you got to do. If working till you're 65 is your only reprieve from the high cost of healthcare, I just don't know what to tell you. But hey, whatever, man. I'm not here to judge. I don't understand it. Be that as it may. So this guy's going to pay $1,500 a month for Obamacare, all right? Unless he can keep it, because he's got some rental properties that basically net him $40,000 to $60,000 a year, all right? So he's kind of right there on the cusp. And he probably needs, you know, $4,000 to $5,000 a month, and anything after that will just be for, you know, just gravy, because he doesn't have a mortgage. I just can't. I mean, you know, so I'm reading and I'm watching and I'm listening what's going on in the world, and you know, I'm reading about the House of Rockefeller book and how, you know, House Rockefeller, J.P. Morgan, House of Morgan. You know, they had these people in debts as far as the eye could see, so these guys could live high in the hog in luxury. You know what I'm saying? But they sold their souls, man. I mean, this isn't new. I mean, just look at the amount of debt people have accumulated over the years and what it's done. Countries were lost, wars were fought, just because of debt. And why did people take on debt? Because they want to spend more than they had coming in. It's just that simple. So when you go in the reverse, you're like, all right, I need a lot of money. The first thing I say is, why? Well, because I have this debt to pay. Exactly. Thus, if you don't have the debt to pay, what does that mean? I don't need a lot of money. What does that mean for your retirement plan? It means your retirement plan is going to be more solid. Why? Because when S hits the fan, you don't have all that money going out the door. You don't have to pay these huge levels of debt, a mortgage, a car loan, student loans, all this. You can say, this is the year I'm going to tighten my belt. Talking to these other guys today up in Maryland. And it's like, look, you know, they want to travel. They got $20,000 set aside for discretionary on top of the regular expenses. I said, I highly suspect you won't come anywhere near that kind of spending in your, you know, 70s and late 80s. But be as it may, we can budget for it and they're good to go. Point being is they have no debt either. None. So I said, if the markets are getting hammered, things are looking dicey, you do the old-fashioned tighten the belt retirement plan, where you just say, I'm not going to spend this. I'm not going to take that trip to Crete, Greece this year. I'll wait till things shake out. Part two of this, what if you don't have any debt and they're forcing CRT down your throat, you know, because you're white, you're obviously evil and you got privilege. They're forcing jabba jabbas. They're forcing this, they're forcing that. And you're like, I'm not dealing with this. Well, if you have a bunch of debt, you're going to have to. If you don't have that much debt, on the other hand, or better yet, none, you're like, eh. I don't understand. I mean, maybe I'm just ignorant, but you're telling me, you know, $4,000 a month you can't get by on if you don't have debt. You're telling me that? No way, man. All right, throw out $1,500 for Obamacare. You're telling me $5,500 a month you can't get by on. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. $5,500 a month, $4,000. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. I'm not saying you have to do this. I'm just saying, you tell me if I give you a check for $66,000 right now, you couldn't make that work without having your crappy old job. Well, I don't want to have to. Well, I don't know. Exactly, you don't know because you never thought about it, have you? Because you're under the impression, like, did you hear about the study, like University of Pennsylvania School of Business, Wharton, You know, like 30% of the students thought the average income in the U.S. is like $250,000 or something. Just idiots. Idiots. The average income is not even close to that. The median household income in the US of A is about $68,000 right now. That's the median. Median means 50% make more, 50% make less. Now, lots of issues we can take that number, but I always say $5,000 a month is usually the nut we're trying to start with in retirement planning. $5,000 a month. That's $60,000 a year. I'm sorry, man, if you don't have debt, you can get by on $60,000 a year. I get it. You have high property taxes in New Hampshire. I get it. I get all that stuff. I guarantee you can find a way to get by on $60,000 a year. I guarantee it. Now, look, there's an exception to every rule. But if you got a $3,000 a month debt, you got 2 cars at $1,000 a month, you got a couple student loans, another $500 a month, that changes the whole dynamics. Now you're sitting on you're doubling your income needs because you have $4,000 a month in debt you got to pay. Get rid of the debt. You don't need to make as much money, which means you don't need your crappy old job anymore, doesn't it? Which means you can go get a job. Like I always say, Pike's Nursery here. All right, so you got Pike's Nursery. We help people with showing how to plant flowers and things of that nature. What a great part-time job. Yeah, you can make, look, I don't want to hear it. You can make all the excuses, well, I can't because. I frankly then go, I don't care. You can make all the excuses in the world. And you might have some legitimate things. But if your first, legitimate reasons. But if your first thing to be is, I can't retire, well, it must be nice, Josh. Must be nice. No, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. And what I would actually say is, have you actually looked at it? Or are you just saying that because you're scared? And then I got to tell you too, who put you in debt? Did John Rockefeller or Obama, did they put a gun to your head? Huh? No, they didn't. You took it on. You took on that debt. You got no one else to blame but yourself. You wanted to spend, but look, I'm there. That's why I'm freaking working like a crazy man, trying to get my mortgage paid off. Because I can't tell you. But just think about it. Say you got a mortgage $2,500 a month, and you're gonna double down. You're gonna pay $5,000 a month just for simplicity. That doesn't include escrow, just for simplicity here. All right, that means when that puppy's paid off, you now have $60,000 a year that is freed up. $60,000 a year. The median income in the US of A is only $68,000 a year. That's the median household income, by the way. It's crazy to me, man. But Josh, I could have better luck in investments. Okay, whatever. Yeah, you could. You could not too. The one thing we know is if you have no debt, no huge cash outflows, when they come calling at you saying you got to lead the thing on diversity and how white people are evil, and you're like, man, my parents came over here from freaking, Hungary, fleeing the commies with nothing in their back pockets. I'm not leading this crap. Well, you better, or else you'll be fired. And you're like, oh, okay, I guess I will. Dear company, white people are bad. We should be, put a dunce cap on us and made fun of. We all have privilege. My Hungarian parents who came over here with nothing, they had privilege. Yeah, when you say that's acceptable to you, all right, hey, dude, be my guest. The thing is, if you don't have debt, and you got some cash, you can ride those storms out. Because all that stuff's built on a house of cards, man. Anyway, think of all the cash flow free up once you have no debt. And you could either turn around and use that to invest, turn around and use that to save, to buy real estate, to use that to, I don't know, or better yet, you could quit your old crappy old job and live cheaper. That's what you do. All right, see you.